All right, family. Let's see. Let's go live here. All right, family. We are live. We are live. We are live. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger and exalted Christ. And I further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the extension of the Son of Man. I would like to greet you, brothers and sisters, with the greeting words of peace, which we say in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings, family. This is your brother, Knowledge 5845 on the ground. Author Determined to Change. As you can see, this is my book. This is me. Every time I go live, you will see this book, Determined to Change, every time, okay? I am a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan by the way of the eternal leader, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad of the Nation of Islam. We can never thank Allah enough for appearing in the person of Master Father Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. Also, brothers and sisters, I am live on YouTube. Go and subscribe to my YouTube page. I'm trying to build I'm striving. I'm not trying. I'm doing it. I ain't trying. I'm doing it. I'm striving to build my YouTube page up. And you can subscribe to Winford X on my YouTube, okay? Very quickly, to let you know what my YouTube channel will consist of. It is Determined to Change. How can we change our condition as a people? How will we be able to get out of the condition that we're in? We always say that, Jesus is coming back or God is coming back. Well, how will God come? See, if the human being is the highest manifestation of intelligence, how will God present himself for us to be able to get out of the condition that we're in? If human beings were the ones that caused this condition, then that means that human beings will have to be responsible to come out of the condition. So, brothers and sisters, by me being a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and doing 15 years in a federal penitentiary, I had a lot of time to study. And I'm not just talking about studying something and reading one or two books and learning a few words and then I want to start running to speak to everybody. No, I'm talking about realistically everything in my life, my experiences, my growth, my facing adversity in different situations or circumstances that I was put in. I had to reflect on myself. I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say once, brothers and sisters, that he said that he is alone. Not saying that he didn't have family members, not saying that he didn't love his wife and children and his immediate family and close friends. I wasn't saying that. Peace to my brother Jorge X. Thank you for joining, brother. That's not what that meant. What that meant was, no matter what go on, brothers and sisters, you will be responsible. You will be accountable for your own spirit. You will be accountable for your own actions. This is why in the scriptures it says, as a child, I did childish things. But as I grew and became a man or woman, I became an adult. I became of a know-how. I set childish things to the side. That means once we get to a certain point in life, we are responsible. So family, the reality is you and God. That is the only reality. Yes, you love your children. You love your children dearly. But let me tell you something about flying on an airplane. I know we've all flew before. And when the stewardess is explaining to you, if something was to go wrong, you know how when you're getting ready to fly somewhere and you're going in the plane and they tell you, they say, well, when this drop down and you have a child beside you, what do they tell you when this drop down? What do they tell you to do as an adult? They don't tell you to put it on the child first. They tell you to put it on yourself, then you see about the child. Why is that? See, we have to be very careful with allowing our emotions to rise above our intelligence. See, being so emotional will make us say, oh, my child, I got to worry about my child first. But then what about the intelligent part that we leave out because of our emotions? Oh, I love my child. My child come first. Everything is for my child. But if you are trying to put this on your child first without securing yourself, what if you pass out trying to put this on the child? Now you pass out. We know the child is not capable of being able to secure itself to get oxygen. So self-preservation is the first law of nature. So this is how we know we can explain how the human being is God, is the supreme being in no limit of time. Everything goes back to the human being, the highest intelligence manifested in the universe, brothers and sisters. There is nothing more higher than the human being. So we talk about getting oxygen. We talk about self-preservation. All of us on this live, if we take a picture, and as we await the picture to be developed, who are we looking for? Who are we looking for in the picture? You're not going to be looking for me. You're not going to be on the picture saying, how is brother Winfred or how is brother Knowledge looking? You're going to be first worried about yourself. Was my hair together? Was my clothes neat? Did I have anything on my face? Self-preservation. You're going to go back to yourself. So therefore, self-improvement. All of this align, self-preservation, self-improvement. Look at how God, in his self-creation, in his highest intelligence from himself, he said that I will use a vessel to allow all of my attributes to be manifested. All of the attributes of God coming through what? A human being. Not the sun, not the moon, not the stars, not the planets. Human beings. So therefore, today's live, brothers and sisters, I want to be able to share something with you, if I may. And today's live is talking about titles and egos bring about an intellectual death. That is the title for today's live, for tonight's live. Titles and egos brings about an intellectual death. What is an intellectual death? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has taught us that when we come on a path of learning, when we come on a path of exploring and journeying ourselves, searching for a higher knowledge, searching for our purpose while we in existence. Why am I here? May Allah be pleased with Dr. Ava Muhammad, a giant amongst us. I love how she taught the word of God. I love how she was being a great example of being a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I once heard Dr. Ava say that what separates the human being from every other creation in the universe? I want you to hear me, family. What separates the human being from the sun? What separates the human being from the moon? What separates the human being from planets? What separates the human being from the lower creatures of the earth? Because we are considered creatures as well. See? But what separates us and gives us the supreme dominance over the universe is we have the potential to reason while we are in existence. The potential to reason is very powerful. That's very, very powerful, brothers and sisters. You don't see no whale in the ocean. It doesn't have the intelligence to look at itself and its creation and say, what is my reason for being here? You don't see a lion in the Sahara Desert in Africa asking itself, having the ability to reason itself, why am I here? No. Only a human being. Why? Because the human being is the glory of God. We have power and attributes to reason my purpose. I have to find my purpose. I have power to reason to make certain decisions. See? The lower animals of the earth does not have reason. They only have instinct. They move off of survival, instinct, but it's not reason. What separates you and I from the lower creatures and make us supreme is we can reason, family. So when we talk about titles and egos, bringing us to an intellectual death, me being a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and let me say this, family. Anytime I come on the live, no matter if I'm on YouTube, no matter if I'm on Instagram, I'm never coming before myself. I'm never coming saying, oh, let me create a movement. Let me create a movement, and this is coming from me. You will never hear that. Every single time your brother is seen, I will always give the master teacher the credit where the credit is due. I am a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan under the eternal leader, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Brothers and sisters, it's nothing wrong with being a follower, because in some sense, we're all followers of something. Once we get into our titles or egos, all of a sudden, pride kicks in. Oh, I don't follow this, or I don't follow that. But in reality, you follow something. You ain't the first person to have no J's. You ain't the first person to have no Benz. You ain't the first person to have on no Gucci's, no red bottoms. You ain't the first person. You're not the originator of this. So everything that you have on, when you look at your shirt in the back, it's a brand on it. We have tattoos. I wasn't the first person to get tattoos. If you got tattoos, you ain't the first person to get tattoos. So you were able to see something that caught your interest, and you liked it, and you followed it. You mimicked it. That's a natural thing. We come from the supreme being. So naturally, in righteousness, in the nature, in the way that we were created in righteousness. That's why when we do things that is not pleasing to God, we feel it. You don't have to tell nobody that taking another life is wrong. I'm going to say that again, family. You don't have to tell nobody taking someone else's life is wrong. We have a built-in system. I don't care if you're a serial killer. Think about it. When you take someone's life, you see these serial killers after they interview them. They're in that a lot of them kill themselves. A lot of them just go to the penitentiary for the rest of their life and act like it doesn't bother them. But the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said that justice lays down with you and it wakes up with you, so you can't escape. You can't escape the reality of God. No matter how you play your life out, you're going to feel whatever you put forth in the universe. You can't escape that. So in reality, every last one of us are on what? Borrowed time. We on borrowed time, family. So now we have to start asking ourselves, what are we going to do with the time that we have? What is my purpose? How can I influence in a righteous way? When we see our condition, especially being a black man and woman in America, when we look at our condition and we see our people suffering from self-hate, death, and destruction, when we see this, we should feel something. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that no matter if we in the West Coast or the East Coast, in the Midwest, in the South, the dirty South, anytime we hear one of our sisters getting raped, anytime we hear about Bloods and Crips killing one another, robbing and killing, we should feel that. We should literally feel that. This is how we know that we are growing into our Godship, because now we're striving to find a way to make our condition better. We're striving to find a way, how can we create in our communities a better way of living? That's how we know that the God in us is starting to come alive. God built a system within himself and said righteousness is at the core of the existence. So therefore, some things we don't need to be taught. You don't have to teach. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, you don't have to teach a baby. You don't have to teach a baby to start walking. It's an intelligence that's built inside of the human being. The baby will start crawling. You ain't telling the baby to crawl. It's an intelligence in the human being. Different stages of development. The baby will start crawling. The baby will start picking up things. So it gets to a point where you got to put plug-ins in the wall. Why? Because a human being, the intelligence is starting to develop in the human being. It's curious. It's searching. You ain't telling it. You're not telling the child to do that. That's an intelligence from the supreme being, from the reality of God inside of that vessel. So at another point, as the baby starts to develop and starts to crawl, naturally, the spirit, the reality of the intelligence is telling the human being, the vessel, to stand up. The child is starting to stand up because now it's going through another stage of development of intelligence in the vessel, in the body, in the mind, in the human being. This is an independent development of God himself. if we reflect that and we think about that and say, man, that's true. That power, that explanation, none of us can get around. We can't get around that. Have you ever heard being tortured in your own prison, tortured in your own mind? Why is that? Because you don't own it. As long as we continue to go against that intelligence, we become more trapped. So we have a man on the scene today that is the perfect example of submitting to the intelligence, giving us the reality of God, no matter if we disagree with him or not. But the things that he's saying, if we listen and be patient and put them to the test on what he's saying, we will get the right results. So what is that? He has to know something. It has to be coming from an intelligence somewhere. Going back to the baby, the development of the intelligence inside of the human being, family, we all possess this. Just sit back and think about it. This has nothing to do with your titles. Oh, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. That doesn't have anything to do with your natural development as a human being. We can argue all day about religious preferences, but when it comes to science and mathematics inside of the human being or the human makeup connected to the universe, there is no separation. There is no separation in that. So what are we arguing for? What are we continuously bickering and separating ourselves for? It doesn't make sense. So we're talking about titles and egos bringing about an intellectual death. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that once you start to gain knowledge, see, gaining knowledge can be very dangerous. When we gain knowledge of self and knowledge of certain things and certain truths, that knowledge that we gain, it has to be structured. It has to be gauged and guided correctly. Because we can receive some knowledge and knowledge becomes powerful. Once we start to know things that other people don't know, then we have an advantage. I'm going to say that again. When we know things that other people don't know, we have an advantage. And if you abuse that advantage, then that abuses the ego. That's what the ego kicks in. I know this and he don't know it. Huh? See, it's only one that can hold that title, and that is Allah, God himself. He knows what we know not. But he don't abuse it. The supreme being does not abuse what he knows when we don't know it. Because look what he did. In his mercy, being the all-knowing, look what he did. He left room for possibility in the human vessel to have the capacity to be able to continue to learn as you continue to grow. Allah did that. God did that. He left you room to continue to grow in him. That's a heavy That's a heavy teaching, family. God is always evolving and revolving. Always. He never stops. So when intellectual death is when we get to a point, oh, I know enough. Soon as you say that you have it, you've lost it. So what do? We fight against ourselves to remain humble. I want to share a few words with you, if I may, family, from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. See, it's nothing wrong with being a follower. Don't never be ashamed to be a follower. Long as you're following an example that's going to allow you to produce the right fruit, the right results. Don't argue with nobody about what you're following. If it's producing the right fruit and the right results, don't argue with that. You don't argue with that. But I want to share something with you from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, one who's qualified, one who's the qualifier in the midst in the world right now. You can take it or you can let it alone, family. But this is why I go live. I go live because I want to be able for Allah to allow me to receive more and more and to find my purpose. I'm not trying to run in front of my purpose. I don't know where Allah will take me on this journey, but I'm learning to be humble. I'm learning to not move so fast. I'm learning to be still. I'm learning to be patient. I'm learning. See, sometimes we get discouraged because we'll look at our age and say, oh, my age is this. And we get distracted and we get in anxiety and we start looking around at things around us and we start comparing our own personal position to the things around us and other people. And we become frightened. We get an anxiety. Oh, they're much younger than me. Oh, they got this or they got that. And you start comparing it to where you at. And you become upset at yourself. Oh, man, damn, man. Then the anxiety sets in. And then we start seeking pleasure outside of pleasing the Creator from within. I'm guilty of that. I've done that. I'm not ashamed to say that I've done that. And Allah lets you know. He puts it on your conscience. So we have to go back to the drawing board and say, wait a minute. Let me humble myself. That's when God activates again. Every time we humble ourselves, that is God saying, okay, you ready? You gonna let me, you gonna do it or you want me to do it? And when we do it our way, we always end up falling short. Come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. We end up being disappointed. Not from Allah. Allah ain't never trying to disappoint us. The intelligence inside of us do not want us to lose. The intelligence inside of us want us to succeed. Why would God bring you forth into the universe as a human being? giving you the power to reason and to find your purpose. At the end of the day, all of us have a gift inside of us that is a great gift. But if we continue to go in front of and continue to be focused on all of the excitement, all of the entertainment, unconsciously, we are in an intellectual death and don't even know it. And we wonder why we're not successful. We're unconscious of the intellectual death. Oh my God, that's heavy. We are unconscious, and that's dangerous. It's dangerous. We're unconscious of the intellectual death that we're sitting in. The late great Malcolm X said the hardest, gravest thing is to teach a people that don't know that they don't know. I'm going to say that again, family. Can you imagine us striving to be taught, but we're so arrogant, we're so puffed up with ego, we don't know that we don't know the truth. We believe that what we're shaped in is the actual truth. So when something come up amongst us, a light, I need you to hear me, family. When a light comes to us, we are so engulfed in darkness that we cannot comprehend that light. And we literally move away from that light, thinking that we're doing ourselves a favor. Oh my God. But we're walking on the brink of death and destruction. Family, I want to share something with you, coming from the words and wisdom of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us, and me specifically, brother, remember, you cannot step through the earth, nor can you equal yourself up to the mountain. I want you to hear me, family. Think about this. You must learn to accept your place in the reality of things. Huh? What a marvelous way to teach a student who may have tendencies toward the proudness of the world. Now, the title of this live is Titles and Ego Brings About an Intellectual Death. We get to a certain point, we figure that we know it. Okay, I know it. All right, follow me. Follow me now. This is what makes the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan rises to the status and the formula of the Son of Man. He is the Son of Man on the scene. This is coming out of the Nation of Islam. Official guide to the ministry. That's what this is. So listen. He says you must learn to accept your place in the reality of things. What a marvelous way to teach a student who may have tendencies toward the proudness of the world. He told me from the Quran, remember, brother, You can tell the righteous, for they walk the earth in humbleness. Jesus admonished his disciples to take his yoke upon them. See, brothers and sisters, a disciple. Disciples are those of us who have to continuously be reminded to be disciplined. That's what disciples are. Reminded to be disciplined. So you have a disciple and you have an apostle. But as you grow on the journey from a disciple, from in the journey, in the space in between from disciple to apostle, it's a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It's a lot of trials and tribulations. It's a lot of storms. It's a lot of fighting that you have to do against yourself. You have to fall on your face and get up and face the adversity, self-improvement. It's so much in between a disciple and an apostle. It's the same thing as knowledge and understanding. In between is a hell of a journey between knowledge and understanding. We can receive knowledge, but that does not mean that we'll ever receive the understanding. The understanding is, oh my goodness, the understanding we have to work hard for. We have to sacrifice so much to get to the understanding of the knowledge. It's the same as a disciple and an apostle. A disciple is one who has to continuously be reminded to stay disciplined. But an apostle doesn't need that. An apostle has mastered the discipline in his or herself. They've mastered that. But how do we master that? How do we master being disciplined? Well, the only way that we can master that is by feeling the repercussions and consequences of the disobedience. So when we be chastised, the chastisement is a reminder. Oh man. But God is merciful even in his chastisement. I'm chastising you because I love you. I want you to record the chastisement so you can grow from the chastisement. You can grow from the situation or the trial and tribulation or the storm that you are in. This is why we learn that struggle is ordained for the human being. It's ordained. We have to be put in the fire. See, fire, it does two things. Fire, it destroys, but it also purifies. It also purifies. When we look at forest fires, sometimes they set forests in certain geographical places in massive land mass. They set them on fire on purpose. They mark off the radius and they set all this on fire. Why? To bring up new life, to purify this area, purify the ground. Oh my God. They destroy so they can rebuild. When we look into the 5% supreme lessons, you have destroy and build. It's a yin and a yang. You can't build without destroying. You can't build on top of a foundation and think it's gonna hold up. You're not at the root of it. That's right. Supreme mathematics number 8, build. destroy. You can't build on top of something because you don't have the solid foundation. So we have to destroy it and we have to build it from scratch. This is what we're seeing in the human being. We're seeing one world go out, a world that has lasted for the last 6,000 years. This world is on its way out. The civilization, the knowledge and the civilization of this system has fizzled out. There is no more righteous production. There is no more producing in any department of the human being, nations, geographical places, literally. The earth is fighting back. The earth is alive. The earth has an intelligence. The earth is fighting back. Too much corruption, too much destruction, too much wickedness. All done from where? From the mind of the human being. Nothing is more powerful than the human being. Nothing in the universe. So again, if nothing is more powerful in the universe than a human being, what is that letting us know? That the human being is a direct connection to Allah God himself. Oh, that's beautiful, family. Let's keep going. Listen to what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said. Now, I want you to remember, the name of this live is Titles and Ego Brings About an Intellectual Death. Jesus admonished his disciples to take his yoke upon them. But before they could take upon their shoulder his mission, I want everybody to listen to this. I had to read this like 3 or 4 times. I said, man, I got to read this because this is something for me. This is for me. But before they could take up their shoulder his mission of redeeming and saving a people who were lost in a world that is lost, he admonished them to learn of him, for he was meek and lowly of heart. What does that mean? What does that mean? That means all of us should be focused on a vessel, on an example that has never lied to us, that has always given us the truth. Every time a vessel speaks, we see the proper results coming from the vessel. We see wicked power coming down on the vessel, but it's not able to touch the vessel because the vessel is too powerful. The vessel is not running away, yet in fact, the vessel is running to the wickedness. He's running to it. It's a force that's going to the wickedness. He's calling out the wickedness. He's bold in his presence. See? We have to keep our focus on that force. We have to keep our focus on that entity despite the distractions. See, a lot of people reject the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They reject him. But don't allow that to sway you, because you're in an environment and you outnumbered or you outweighed by those who reject the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So you say, oh, I don't want to be the last one put out. I don't want to be singled out. So I'm just going to get out the way. No. Stand up and allow the truth to come through you, even if it's against yourself. You will be rewarded. You will be protected. From Allah, from God. See, we waste too much time when we're speaking, and you may hear me say a lie is the greatest. You shut your ears. Oh, he called God a lie. Oh, a lie. What is that? This and that. You're wasting too much time in your ignorance. You're wasting time. Because your condition is the same as mine. But you want to waste time arguing over a name. But what is your condition? What is our condition? I'm here to tell you. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has never lied about anything. How many people do you know that has never told a lie? Come on, I'll wait. I'll wait, family. How many people do you know personally that's never told a lie? I don't care what the situation is, this is what it is. I'm not going to allow no fear. I'm not going to allow no person I like. I'm not going to allow the leverage of this or that. I got to get this job. I got to do this. I got to do that. He's never lied. That's a hell of a thing. That's powerful, man. And to receive the right results. He tell you something, and after he tell you something, it come into fruition. Damn, how did you do that? Damn, how you do that? Jesus say, before you go out and start striving to teach them this and that, he says, focus on me. Why would he say that? Because we become accountable. All these pastors of these big mega churches, don't you know whatever they speak to the flock, to the congregation, don't you know that they are charged with that? They're responsible for all of those people of the things that are coming out of his mouth. So just think, if you're behind the pulpit and you're speaking to multitudes of people and you're afraid because you're getting funding from a wicked people, and you know what you're teaching is not the truth, but you're teaching because of your fear. You're teaching because, oh, they keep the air conditioner on and this and that. Oh, they pay me because they take my family on trips. Oh, we got the biggest mega church in the United States of America. Oh, we have vacation and Bible studies and this and that. No, man. You are charged for that. For all of those people. Jesus say, and they will find rest in their souls. He says to be meek, man. Be humble. Be humble. No matter what's going on in your life. It may look bad. Damn, man. Oh, I'm about to lose it. Oh, I'm about to lose it all. God say, I don't care what it looks like. On your job, a relationship, into it with your children, into it with your family members. God say, stop what you're doing. Drop everything and turn towards me and don't worry about nothing else. See, you're going to lose people because people are going to say, oh, you acting funny. I'm not acting funny. But I got to get myself right with the supreme being. You can't change my condition. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being smart. I'm being wise. I got to go to the source that allowed me to come into existence. That's what I got to do. Any smart man would do that. Any smart woman would do that. Humble yourself. Oh, man. Look at what Jesus said. He say, you will find rest in your souls. He says, this means that the nature, the soul of you will not be corrupted by wild imagination. I'm going to read that again. He says, anytime that we're moving around throughout the day, family, we're always thinking about God. We're always striving to remain humble, okay? God knows you're struggling. God knows about the setup of this system. God knows about the creation and how things was made in this world. He's helping us. He knows that we struggling against urges and all. You don't think God knows that? You don't think God knows God is closer to us than our own jugular vein? You don't think he knows what Satan, what this white man's world has set up, all this distraction, this sex here, sex there. Every time you turn around, you got these urges to do this and do that. These shows they put on TV planting seeds of impediments inside of you and I. You don't think God knows this? But when you fight against that, and you literally struggling and you telling God, God, I'm falling weak. God say, tell me the truth. Come to me. And there's a way out. That's the only way out. The older we get, the more we should be feeling like this, man. Nothing else matters. See, when we in our 20s and some of the 30s and stuff, we having so much fun, and in our mind we thinking, oh, I'm young, I'm just 22. Oh, well, give me a drink. Oh yeah, let me get 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, just keep them coming, keep them coming. Let me tell y'all something. I work security. I work in an upscale, a high-class lounge restaurant hotel. Very classy, very upscale. I want to share this with y'all, please. I'm the only one that goes to my job, to my assignment. I'm not going to call it a job. I don't like using that word. I'm the only one at my assignment. They gave us a dress code, how security should come to work, to the assignment. Blazer, white shirt, jeans. Blazer, white shirt, jeans. Guess how your brother pull up? I pull up class A, suit, bow tie, white shirt, different color bow ties every day, star and crescent on the bow tie, sitting in an environment, in a high class, upscale environment. And as I'm walking around doing security, a lie is talking to, it's a lie is building with me, saying that I put you in this environment. A lot of things going on in this environment. A lot of drinking going on in this environment. A lot of man and man and woman. I'm seeing this. And I'm saying to myself, ooh, a lot done put me right in the middle of it. Right in the middle of it. Every single day, I get compliments. Oh, man, you looking real dapper, brother. Oh, my God. Man, you man. Do they tell you to dress like this? No, they don't. What is that symbol right there? It's a star and crescent on the bow tie. What is that? It's a star and crescent. What does that mean? The Nation of Islam. Oh, okay. That's how the white people. Farrakhan, right? That's right. Oh man, I wish y'all could see their faces. I wish y'all could see their faces. Oh, you look so well, sir. You look so nice. You look real dapper in your suit with the bow tie. I bear witness to that. I bear witness. It sometimes it brings tears to my eyes as I think about when I see the people. I see hundreds of people coming up to me night in and night out. It's on the weekends. It's crazy pandemonium. And they're coming to me. And I says, it makes tears come into my eyes because I say the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, they never lied. Everything that we being taught from that supreme wisdom, you're going to have to face it in your life. God is going to allow something to happen to show you that it's real. This is confirmation. You ain't just reading this stuff just to be reading it. That's right. It's a protection. When they see me, oh man, I see some black people come in when I'm inviting them in. They straighten up. Oh, assalamu alaikum. Man, listen, let me tell y'all something. Allah is my witness. Just last week, I'm showing them, I'm by the elevator. I'm bringing them on at the elevator. Brother looked at me and said, assalamu alaikum. Older guy. He said, assalamu alaikum. And he handed me a $20 bill. Just like this here. He said, assalamu alaikum. Handed me a 20. Hey, listen. I ain't even look at it. Whatever it was, I said, all praise be to, because I felt it. I said, all praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Put it in my pocket. I went to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom later and pulled that bad boy out though and looked at it, gave me a 20. I said, yes, sir. All praise be to Allah. But I'm saying that because when the most honorable Elijah Muhammad told the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I'm going all around the world to make friends for you. He wasn't just saying just for you. The minister is a representation of all of us. So when he told the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I'm going all around making friends for you. He was talking to you and I. It's a protection. That's a protection. When a woman is covered down, that's a protection. From the sick minds. Master Father Muhammad, he knew in his foresight. We're talking about the supreme being. We're talking about God in person. We're talking about a human being who's mastered the forces of the universe. He's seen into the future. I want y'all to hear me, family. Lord, have mercy. Oh my goodness. He looked into the future. This is the human being have the capability to do this. Yes, he's the supreme. But he didn't come to make profits. He came to duplicate himself, making gods. So if he can do it, and he's a human being, that means we have the capabilities to do it as well. Wow, that's heavy. That's heavy. He knew wear this, wear it like this. Man, that's an understanding, man. That's following orders. Word like this. Damn, we gotta wear this? Yeah, we gotta wear this. Why we gotta wear this? Brother, because something is on its way. Something is coming. This world is going out. I'm showing you how to protect yourself and how to beat the world going out. How to not be one of the ones that go out with it. I'm showing you how to get ahead of it. I went to work one time without my bow tie. I went to work. Y'all maybe have seen the picture. I took a picture and posted it. I didn't have on a bow tie, so you could see the red star. You could see this with the shirt, the dress shirt. I had on the suit, but I had the white shirt on and I didn't have a bow tie on. Look, the women, as I stepped in, they say, ooh, he's so handsome. Oh, he's so handsome. Oh, he's so sexy. One brother, if I'm lying, I'm dying. One brother told me, he said, where your bow tie at? He said, don't tell me you didn't lost your religion. He said, boy, you in the middle of it. And I sat there and I said, wow. Wow. It's not standard that we have to wear a bow tie. Who do you think that was telling me that? That was an angel. I'm going to take it as it was an angel. A reminder is a blessing to the believer. After that, back with the bow tie. Boom. I get all type of compliments every day. You dress so well. Oh, you're so handsome. You dress so immaculate. I say, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do they make you dress like this? No, they don't. But let's get back to this. It says, this means that the nature of your soul will not be corrupted by wild imagination. Be humble in your existence. Think about when you're in the middle of the fire, you're in a certain environment. Think about Allah. Think about who you belong to. Think about your decision making. Think about your purpose. Don't allow your imagination to run wild. It means that the essence, the soul of you will not be spoiled by delusions of grandeur. It means that if we study the Christ who was lowly of heart, meaning that he was humble, never driven to wild imaginations of himself. Come on, family. Listen to this. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the exalted Christ, that figure never allowed wild imaginations to run against himself. What did he always say when he was in the midst of us? The messenger of Allah. I'm the messenger of Allah. Oh, man. But yet, he was a God amongst us. See, Master Father Muhammad made him a God in his absence. I know. Some of us saying, oh, you was doing good, brother. Now you talking about the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is a God now. Oh man, you was doing good, brother. And you went left. No. He made him into himself. How do you become a God? From your thinking, from your mind. Being able to understand how to possess power and force. A man who knew his place in the universe and in the scheme of things and never tried to get out of the place that Allah God gave him to try the place of his sender. Then we who followed his example would find rest and peace within from the disease of envy, jealousy, greed, contention, and false pride. Jesus wanted his foolish disciples to know that the positions of being at his right or his left could only be given by God. They were still caught up in titles and position. Brothers and sisters, in your families, at your workplace, you get a you get a raise. They give you a title. You've been working, you've been complaining all 5-10 years at the job. I'ma leave this place. Oh, I can't stand this. Oh, I'ma leave this place. But soon as you get a title, they call you in the office. Hey, we're going to give you a raise and we're going to give you a title and you are over this department. What happens? All of a sudden, what? You didn't turn overnight. You somebody else now. You didn't came in to work. Now you looking down on them because you have a title now. The people puffing you up. You hearing it every day. Oh, you this, oh, you that, and woo woo ba bam, and this, and that, and that. The name of the life is titles and egos bring about an intellectual death. I remember it was a time where the minister said, no, I'm taking all titles. We are sick people. I'm taking all titles. Because the title damages the relationship in the brotherhood, in the sisterhood, working together. It damages it. So in his wisdom, he made the call. No, all titles. I'm the minister. Only me. Why only him? Why only him? Because he's mastered himself. He has a lowly heart. He's strong enough to be humble, keeping his mind on his teacher. Every time he opens up, this man is damn near 90 years old. He gives the most honorable Elijah Muhammad the praise. It's him. But by him saying him, the rest of the flock is in awe by his character, his humbleness, and the power that backs him, sees the respect and sees how he's doing. So what does the power do for him? It continued to raise him higher and higher and higher. So there is no doubt, or you can't get it misconstrued. You can't get it confused because he's way up there. So when we say now that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is the Messiah, how can you argue that? when the receipts are laid out. Every situation, every circumstance, every event, it's already laid out. So what you gonna say? Oh no, that's your opinion. It ain't my opinion. God has raised him for the world to see. Man, you can take it or you can let it alone, family. This is real. So for us to be a part of it, that make us special too. To do what? To do what? A man who knew his place in the universe and in the scheme of things and never tried to get out of the place that Allah put him in. Oh, that's big. That's big. Likewise, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had a problem with us. This is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan talking. He told us, I have called you minister. Not that you are that, but I have set you aside that I may qualify you to become that. And oftentimes, before many of us were qualified, we began to try to teach him. And as a result, instead of being humble to our teacher and learning our lessons and mastering our assignment, pride crept in, and then destruction came after pride. And so the nation has fallen, not because the nation was right. The nation fell because of pride, because of envy, because of jealousy, because of striving for power and influence and wealth and domination of one another. What happened to the spirit of humility? What happened to the service of our poor, lost, and found brothers and sisters? We strive to, we're wondering, damn, we was doing good, we was cool. But Satan creeps in. Satan is always going to and fro. What did Satan tell God? What did Satan tell God in the story of Job? Where have you been, Satan? Where are you coming from? Listen to Satan's words. Oh, I've been going to and fro, seeing who I can devour in the earth. In the earth. It didn't say on the earth, in the earth. Me and you are part of the earth. We come out of the earth. So Satan said, in the earth. So it's talking about inside of ourselves. See? Going to and fro, seeing who I can devour. Who can I conquer inside of the human being? Listen to God's words. Have you considered my servant Job? Have you considered my servant Job? Charles Muhammad, Queen, GINACP. Love you some you. This is the same as God said, have you considered Queen? Have you considered Charles? Have you considered love some you? What makes you different than Job? Talk to me. Have you considered knowledge? We have to read that like that, family. You have to put yourself, you got to say, damn, okay. These are similar situations that we all have to go through. These are examples. When we read about these prophets, that's a mercy for us. That's a mercy for us. But who's better to go through it? What does Messiah mean? Messiah is the figure that master the prophets, and he's the one to announce that, yes, that is a prophet. That is true. The Messiah is the one who sealed that. The Messiah seals that. Yes. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan went through everything that the prophets in the Bible and Quran went through. That's what makes him the Messiah. You can take it or you can let it alone. He went through these things. Job had diseases and all this, and God told Satan, you can do everything you want, but you can't have his soul, you can't have his spirit. He belongs to me. They burnt the minister insides out with too much radiated seeds. Who did it? Who did it? It was a conspiracy. They was trying to take the minister out. These doctors in high places. These deceptive scientists in high places. Give him this. Let's get rid of him through this. And God said, not so. Not so. But he was fulfilling a part of Job. You can do everything you want to do to him, but you can't have his soul. It said Job had diseases all in his body. The minister had a disease in his body, radiated seeds, ate his insides out. But what did he say? He said, I'm still here. Check that off. Prophecy fulfilled. Check. Check. What are you waiting on? What are you looking for? Oh, man. Come on, family. Come on, family. Come on. Wow. I'm going to end right here. We're going to pick this back up, inshallah, tomorrow. Same place, same time. Same place, same time. I want to respect time. I'm filled right now. I could keep going, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to respect time. But I thank you, family. If there is anything that I've said that has rubbed anybody the wrong way, that's not my true intention. That is not my true intention. But if I said something of benefit, it don't come from me. It all comes from Allah inspiring me to be able to use devices to go live. I'm live on my YouTube. I picked my YouTube channel back up. I have Wi-Fi now. I have a steady flow of Wi-Fi. Yes. My interview with the seven the Melanated People podcast comes out tomorrow. Beautiful, beautiful interview that I did with the Melanated People podcast. The seven man, what's my man them name, man? Beautiful brothers that interviewed me audio style. So family, I'm here by Allah's grace. I'm striving to go to war with myself, not being afraid, allowing God to use me as I should be, not being afraid. It's things that will make us afraid and self-doubt ourselves. Damn, man, can I do it? What if I don't know? Man, listen, we like Nike, just do it. We like Nike, just do it. By the grace of God, by the grace of Allah, just do it, family. Don't worry about what the naysayers say. We don't have time for that. Our back is against the wall. So, family, same time tomorrow, same place. I have to introduce you to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And before I close, I want to introduce you to my study group, Waxahachie Study Group, Self-Improvement. We go Zoom, 7:30 to 9 o'clock every Friday, okay? Every Friday, study group, Waxahachie Study Group. If you don't belong to a mosque, and if you don't belong to a study group in your respective city, but you want to learn more, you want to learn more about yourself, you want to see beautiful Black men and women on a Zoom in self-improvement, don't be embarrassed. Don't be afraid. Come. If you are interested and you want to be my guest, if you are interested and say, hey, you know what, Knowledge, Brother Winford, I would love to come. What is it going to hurt you? Ain't nobody, listen, you get on the Zoom and we want you to come, and when you hear something, you want to jump in and as the narrator, as the study group coordinator, as the instructor, talk about certain things. We talk about events that occurred in the previous week. You want to talk about something that has uplifted your spirit. See, when you around other people and you're striving to be a better person, that is energy. Energy is not created nor destroyed. It's only transferred, huh? So if we get on the Zoom all together, can you imagine being on the Zoom? We are hundreds and hundreds and thousands of miles away from one another. But guess what? We're family. We ain't getting up here using social media, or we ain't up here on no using these devices to indulge in no ignorance. Hell, we've been wrapped in ignorance our whole life. We trying to make a power move for ourselves and for our people. So no, don't be embarrassed, family. Don't be embarrassed. If you would like to come to the Friday night self-improvement, the basis for community development, take that step forward, and Allah will take 3 steps towards you. You just take one. Allah say, if you take one, I take 3. It's the effort that we put forth that Allah is looking for. Whatever is going on in your life, I don't know. I don't know. You could be struggling with your job or bills, or struggling with your relationship, struggling with self-doubt, struggling with your any situation that you find yourself in. Look, put forth a good effort and say, I'm gonna go in this direction. I'm nervous. I feel I'm scared. I'm this and that. And God say, take the step anyway. God has never lied to us. And his representative, the Honorable Minister, look, listen, we ain't laughing. This is not we laugh and have fun with each other, but to be laughing at somebody because of their condition, We don't play that here. We don't play that under the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, guided and taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We don't play that here. Why? Because the one who's laughing, you don't have no room to laugh. None of us have room to laugh. We could all look in the mirror and see something of disappointment. So if we was wise and smart enough, we would humble ourselves. We can't get around this. So family, subscribe to my YouTube page. I want to strive to build up my YouTube page. You know, I was looking at my YouTube this morning. The live that I did last night, I got like, this morning I was looking, I had 9 views. I want y'all to hear me before I close out. I had 9 views. And I looked and I was looking at my live and I was critiquing myself and I'm listening, I'm saying, yo, all praise be to, I'm listening and I had 9 views. And I felt so good and I started laughing. I just smiled to myself. And Allah showed me a vision. And as I looked at the 9 views, Allah showed me a vision of 50,000 views. I was drunk in the spirit. And I said, all praise is due to Allah. Don't be afraid, Brother Winford. Don't be afraid, Knowledge. Don't be afraid. I seen 50,000 views. Not to be entertainment. Oh, let's act a fool and let's get the views up. No. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing. I've been through too much to sell out, to treat this like this some type of plaything. I've seen too much. I've been hurt too much in my life, personally, to take this as a plaything. I've seen too much. So no, man. No. So family, may Allah continue to bless you. This is my book, Determined to Change. A lot of you have purchased the book. A lot of you have read the book. A lot of you have gave me the feedback, and all praise is due to Allah. I've never got any bad feedback from my book. All praise is due to, I've never got any bad feedback. Everyone that has read my book said, brother, it felt like I was there with you. I said, all praise is due to Allah. This is real. It's people that follow me and that read this. And when I talk and I'm speaking about experiences, they can bear witness. I was there. They say, oh, I was there. I can bear witness to his book. I was there. I seen it. They seen the growth. They seen me fighting against myself, adversity. They've seen it. So I'm thankful. I'm humble. So if you have not purchased your book, you still have time. It's not too late. You may have a father. You may have an uncle. You may have a brother. You may have a son. Just 2 days ago, I'm not going to mention the lady's name, but she watches on the live. Instagram and Facebook. She DM'd me and said, Brother, I had my whole family sit down and watch your lives. We sit down and watch your live like we about to watch a movie. And I said, huh? And it just, I said, wow. She said, my whole family sat in the living room and turned on and listened to your live. I said, all praise is due to Allah. So family, no, man, no. We thank Allah for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in our midst. We thank Allah. We're all on the battlefield, striving to help the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan get us safe to the other side. The minister said, I don't care if it's none of y'all with me. That should be words of encouragement to us. The minister said, I don't care if none of y'all is with me. That should encourage us to help him and to assist him. So family, subscribe to the YouTube page so we can get the likes up. We can get the subscriptions up in the YouTube. My YouTube page, Determined to Change. What is it for? It is for us to be able to come and listen to testimonies, experiences, the life-giving teachings. I'm going to always talk about the life-giving teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, guided and taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That is the main focus for me. That is my target. That my target and my mission is to use those teachings, and I want to be able to utilize the teachings, the reality, connected to my own personal testimonies. That's what Determined to Change is. And as you come to the channel, to the YouTube, I want to be able to use real life situations. Because testimonies and experiences is what awakening the reality of God in the human being. You cannot get around that. We have to start counting our blessings. It's a lot going on in the world. A lot going on in the world. A lot of food. This world is going down. Will we survive? How will we survive? We have to go to war with ourselves. That's it. So I thank you, brothers and sisters, for always supporting, always being a part of the lives, always sharing your comments. I'm thankful. I pray to Allah for you and your families. I pray that you continue to come. I pray that you're able to receive something, to see something in your own life, see something and share something with one of your loved ones, your next door neighbor. Give you some inspiration to say, man, let me go get message to the black man. Let me subscribe to the final call. Let me go to my local mosque. Let me go to my local study group. Let me fall in to the self-improvement on Fridays on the Zoom with the Waxahachie study group from 7:30 Central Time to 9 p.m. Central Time. Let me be a part of this. God, Allah, and watch how you start feeling inside of yourself. You will start seeing a change. You will be determined to change your condition. So with that being said, family, I greet you in the greeting words of peace, which we say in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum.